This is an interesting question someone posed to me this week, and that is it still worth starting a record collection? Is it still worth getting into vinyl? My thoughts on this, well, they may surprise you. Hi, my name is Frank. Welcome back to channel 33 RPM, your channel for vinyl, gear, and more. So for those of you who don't want to watch this video, my answer is short and simple. Absolutely, it is still a good time to get into records. It's a good time to start collecting. It's a good time to enjoy this hobby. It's a great time for newbies. And you may be wondering, what the hell, Frank? It's a horrible time. Prices are through the roof. Prices are out of control. Prices have gone up a lot in the past couple of years. Prices on everything is going up, right? There's hyperinflation going on. Everything's crazy, but records are no exception. Records may be going up even faster than other stuff. That's one. And there's been controversies in the past year. There's been this whole MoFi gate, the whole issue with mobile fidelity, finally admitting they're using digital sources for the premium records. And that, of course, ended up embarrassing a lot of audiophiles. But we've got to look beyond that, guys. There's a ton of good stuff going on. And in fact, this may be one of the best times ever to get into this.
Channel 33 RPM.
Let me explain. Let's put all that negative stuff aside. First of all, the selection of records available now is better than it has been in years, and that is great for newcomers to this hobby, to this pastime, whatever you want to call it. I mean, think back to 10 years ago when a new record came out. It was kind of like hit or miss whether it was going to be released on vinyl, right? Most likely, you were going to get the CD, but in many cases, that was it. Nowadays, man, it's good. It's really good. New releases, they're being released on vinyl all the time. So one, there's a lot of selection. Two, records are available in more places than, I was going to say ever before, that's a lie, but more places than they have been in decades. Obviously, up until the late 1980s, records were available everywhere. Then they weren't, right? Then they were available at specialty shops only. Nowadays, man, if you're a newcomer to this, you can sometimes find records at the mall. You can find records, if you're in the US, at your Walmarts or Targets. If you're in Canada, you can find records at even a drugstore. There's a drugstore chain here called London Drugs that sells them. You can find them in so many places. Of course, the mom and pop shops, the independent stores. And I don't have any stats, but from my experience, it seems like there are more indie stores now than there were 5 or 10 years ago. So there's just many, many more places to buy records, making it really convenient for people to get into this. Third, and this may be the most important factor, this may be the single most cool thing about getting into records now, and that is there's just such a wealth of new gear available nowadays. There are so many options for brand new record players and turntables available to people at any budget. You're getting into records, you can get a decent enough turntable for like $100. You've been at this for a while, you want sort of a mid-grade turntable, there are a ton of options at $500, and on and on and on. There's a lot of companies getting into this and producing decent record players at a good price. Perhaps more so now than ever, consumers with their gear are really getting a really good bang for their buck. And as more companies get into this and the competition increases, who knows, prices may even go down on some of this gear. But it's not just gear, right? It's record collecting accessories. There was a drought for many years where good stuff at a good price was hard to come by. I'm talking about things like record cleaning solutions, record cleaning devices, record cleaning brushes. There are so many people innovating in those areas now that the selection, I mean, it's excellent. I mean, to clean your records, you can go for a spin clean. You can get an ultrasonic cleaner. You can get a really good record cleaning brush at a good price. All these things are going on right now, which really makes it easy for people getting into this hobby to kind of find their way. And finally, there are a lot of resources available now for new record collectors. Again, probably more than there have been ever before. with the internet, right? With YouTube, with all these forums, if you have a question about this, you can post it in a forum. You can have a ton of people answering your questions. Of course, you may get some incorrect information, but again, these channels are available to get all the stuff that would not have been available before. Like if you're starting to get into records in the 1990s where not everyone's on the internet and you had a question about record cleaning or record brushes, I mean, I guess you could go down to your local store and ask those questions, but it's just so much easier now. You post it out there, dozens of people are going to respond, and you are going to get your questions answered. So trying to put a positive angle on this. As I said, record prices are going sky high. There's controversies. There's all sorts of stuff going on. But there are also a lot of great things going on. Demand for records is higher than it's been in a long time. There's a lot of people looking at getting into this. And the way I look at it, the more people that get into vinyl, the better. The pool's big. There's room for all of us. So if you are thinking about getting into record collecting, now is a fine time to jump into the pool. All right, 33ers, what do you think? If you were contemplating getting into record collecting nowadays, would you do it? Why or why not? Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you for watching. I'll be back again when? I'll be back again next week. Until then, keep on spinning.